How are we feeling? What are our thoughts right now?
Ready to get this party started. It's been a lot of waiting and logistics and spreadsheet purgatory. I'm ready to come out of purgatory and get on the trail. Crew we have, it's the master crew. It's all people with experience in not only just ultra running, but also experience in life. Like, I think everyone, almost all pacers, like a majority are over the age of 40, or 50. So I'm stoked about that.
All right.
What is up, bro?
You showed up.
All right, good luck, brother. Right. Good to see you, man. The morning of starting out at Junction Creek Trailhead, I'd been to that trailhead, I'd run from that trailhead a ton of times. I knew it, I knew that first section really well. By that time, nerves are kind of gone. Finally, we're like, okay, we're just gonna execute on this thing. So I was really stoked that morning. I was really stoked to have Peter Mortimer with me.
I will be pacing the first 43 miles today, and we're gonna go up over Kennebec Pass. Lots of mountain time, lots of climbing.
I've got the Starlink up. I'm trying to do a live feed with Jameel Curry and the guys from Mountain Outpost.
2, 1, get it, brother. Get it out!
Thank you, guys.
Get it!
You know, he and I both share this like stoke of running. You know, him and me and Jesse, like we are like, whoa, yeah, we'll do that. I was super, super stoked to have him start with me. The Colorado Trail is the most aesthetic route in the lower 48. It goes through the heart of the Rockies. It's above tree line. The views are off the hook.
It's really, I think, showcasing the mountains and just it's the vein and thread that runs through the Rocky Mountains in like their finest form.
Colorado Trail's a 50-year-old route as of this year. It goes from Durango to Denver or vice versa. It's kind of the grand tour of our state.
The difficulty in the Colorado Trail is the fact that there's just nowhere to recover. It's constant climbing, constant descending. The majority of the trail is above 10,000 feet. You have altitude issues to deal with which affect your diet, and your willingness to eat and drink can affect your bodily functions. It can affect everything.
As far as setting speed records on, the altitude is like one of the most formidable like obstacles one is going to encounter.
Once I was in the first day, like that first checkpoint we had where the crew almost didn't make it there.
Wait, what's going on, Chris?
So we're here at the College Drive Cafe, a place recommended to us. The crew is, you know, doing one of the most important things for a crew, and that is eat and eat well.
Leaving Durango, you got your biggest climb of the whole trail. It's a 7,000 foot climb over 21 miles. And that takes you up to Kennebec Pass.
First aid stop, getting the kinks worked out. My name's Ryan Norman from Paradise, Utah. He should be coming in here to Kennebec soon enough. We're about above 10,000 feet. Spirits are high so far. Yeah, I'm trying.
Top of the morning to ya!
This one, like that, take trash, and that's it. Kind of surprised Pete, because Pete's used to like, he does a lot of long stuff, like 200 plus, and he's used to just sitting in a chair for a second, getting all his stuff together and then taking off. You know, like boom, in, out, got my stuff, I'm out.
Jeff got there much quicker than we anticipated. Got Jeff turned around and pushed him out, and then Peter caught up to him, and I went up the hill with him, and Jeff dropped me going up that hill. Jeff was not messing around on day one.
First day or two, I wanted to kind of keep moving really, really efficiently and put a little time just by being really efficient and quick, like you would in 100.
And then you follow this ridge line that kind of goes next to some wilderness study areas like the Hermosa area, and then over a couple mountain passes like Black Hawk, and takes you up towards Silverton and finally dumps you out at Mullis Pass, which is the next paved road. So you got 80 miles where you like climb up to altitude, and it's like the introduction to the Colorado Trail, you know?
We are up here at Hotel Draw right now, getting ready for the second aid station. Jeff's a little bit ahead of schedule, and so we're kind of organizing things, getting ready for him to come in here soon, and getting back out on the trail as quick as we can.
What's up, guys? What's up? Yeah, it's been a good day. We had to troubleshoot with no water.
We need to charge anything.
But not that's a filter one.
You just took these off?
Yep.
I'm gonna put where you came.
Mouth rinse at the end.
I'm gonna take a swig of that too. I'm gonna see what all the hubbub's about. If he leaves me any. There might be some floaties in there. Okay. Check that. Well, I'm thinking that's
in my hand, it's ready to go.
You'll finish that. You're digging that.
Whatever, can it turn it back?
Fond du lac. I'm gonna eat it.
I'm good. He'll remind me.
Hotel Drive? Is it Hotel Drive?
Yeah.
5:59.
Hey, let's
Got out here before 6. And my water on the left. I'm very particular about that.
And this first day, pulling in the reins.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, just pulling again. That's probably been the biggest challenge. And then I'm like nervous about water.
Black Hawk Pass.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Day 1, mile 46.
Don't stare too long, because you got a long way to go. You got to get all the way over there.
I think the day
Look at
so
that.
far, just under 12,000 feet. 11,988. Just feeling good. 3 hours ahead of schedule. Looks like he's on mile 3. 46. This is my second time kind of pacing him, and it's for an epic event on the Colorado Trail. We're at mile 53 of 480 plus. I took him from mile 42 to 53, and we had an epic time. I'm so glad that he's way ahead of his pace because I got to see some incredible views. We had so much fun just geeking out on the terrain and just enjoyed the trail. Pace was perfect. He's moving good.
What is? The TP. Oh yeah, I have the TP. I'm good on TP.
Jeff's attitude right now hitting the trail is just mainly just enjoying the trail and enjoying the surroundings. So he's way upbeat. We talked a lot, probably a little bit too much, because I kept telling him we need to stop talking and do some breath work, but we're kind of excited. He's in the zone. He's just rolling.
I picked up Sarah Osazuski. I was really stoked to have her. We just cruised. We saw a weasel that night, which I've never seen in the wild, so that was really cool. And that's a really cool section. It's pretty simple trail. It's not super hard. It's kind of rolly. There's one big climb in it. I really enjoyed that evening with her. It was a good, just like casual conversation. Everything went pretty smoothly that first day into the first night.
What's up? It was great. Good morning.
Something's bothering my stomach a little bit. I don't know what it is, whether I'm overeating. But I don't know, I've had some GI. Like I probably had to build a bathroom.
There is a bathroom here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go use it.
Okay.
I'm Kyle Curtin. I live in Durango, Colorado, and a couple months ago I set the fastest known time on the Colorado Trail. I'm pacing Jeff here from Mullis Pass. We got about 22 miles to Stony Pass. It goes down to the Animas River. That'll be the last time we're below like 10,000 feet for I think about 50 something miles. And when we cross pavement here in a little bit, this will be the last time Jeff will cross pavement in 55 miles till he gets to Spring Creek Pass out by Lake City. This is going through the San Juans and some of the highest, most rugged terrain on the Colorado Trail.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep in this more than 90 minutes.
He didn't really sleep that well. And when we got him out of the chair and got him back on the trail with Kyle Curtin that night, he did make the comment we probably needed to rethink the sleep situation. So after he left, we certainly had a discussion about that. But the crew really was performing very well at that point. Everybody had their role. Chad Pritchard showed up in the middle of the night, having just come from Leadville, and he was a new addition to the crew. And yeah, we just talked about how we could do it a little bit better. And each time we had a little bit after action review and got a little bit sharper and better at how we worked with Jeff when he came in.
Don't we?
It's less.
Thanks, guys.
When we first started running, we were chatting the whole time, kind of just about running topics, nutrition, and kind of the happenings of the sport this summer. A lot of exciting stuff in races and socially otherwise. As we were going down, there were some silent segments, and there's Jeff as a runner, and then there's Jeff when you're hanging out with him having a beer. Jeff doesn't drink beer, but there's two different kind of Jeffs, you know. The Jeff that I was running with, you know, there were lulls and there was silence. You know, the Jeff hanging out at the finish line, super perky, chatting all the time, telling stories. Running this far is difficult, and there's some lulls.
It's 24 hours. Is that 87 miles? All right. 87.6. That's worthy of a gel. Celebration gel. How much vert you got? $19,000 feet. Sweet. Only 71,000 feet to go.
It's hard to sum up Jeff in a couple sentences or like in a nutshell, but Jeff is just, I mean, he's this guy who just has not like lost his pizzazz for like ultra running life. He's just so stoked.
He's an inspiring dude. It's not just that he's been running hundreds for the beginning of time, you know. He's done well at them too, you know. He's won Pinhoti, won Hard Rock, done great at Western a bunch of times. And not only that, he's, I think, just a positive force in the sport too. I think he does a great job of showing what's possible and what he's capable of. It's inspiring.
Hadn't met many people like Jeff in my life, and he's just so chill, laid back, genuine. I think that's really the key word that I would use, is genuine. He genuinely cares.
Parked up at the top of Stony Pass. I'm just carrying my own water because I'm sipping. Okay. And tailwind, both. I'm carrying two.
Just sipping out there.
I don't know if that's all I can handle right now. That was a brutal section.
Yeah.
So much climbing and steep.
I know, right?
I had 5,000 feet on that.
It's much more fun to go the other way.
And rocky. So rocky.
Yeah, you're not finishing. Who wants to run towards Denver?
I'm looking forward to this section though. I like this section. It's cool. Yeah, we did.
Just in case.
You want this jacket over your shoulders? I'm hoping that just going on tailwind for a while, my stomach clears up. Yeah. It's just not right. And then this is exactly what happened to High Lonesome, and I think it's just too many calories. I'm trying to eat too much. I'm trying to eat all this salt, and I'm not going that hard.
Slower than you normally do.
So I don't need as many calories.
Right.
Fat adapted, bro.
And you don't need as much.
I'm fat adapted, bro. I
sodium
gotta eat less calories. I'm not
right.
king of the carbs. Why did the belt go to jail? It held up a pair of pants. Ba-dunch.
The rain is what it is. I mean, it's the Rockies, and you're still in monsoon season a little bit. You're gonna be dealing with rain, so you might as well just accept it. Like, you have to just be like, okay, well, that's why we wear rain gear, you know? So we gotta be ready for it. There's nothing we can do about it. We just have to like mentally accept that we're gonna get wet at times and we're dealing with storms. Even though it did rain hard a couple of times, there were so many times when it looked like it was gonna pour and it didn't really do anything. So I feel like we avoided it a lot more than actually getting hammered by it. Coming into Spring Creek, I was really feeling the mileage at that point. That was a big pull without support, like 33 miles through the highest point over Carson Saddle. I was feeling pretty low coming in. I was really ready to be, you know, to see the crew and all that coming into that section. I just remember that it had rained on us, and it was kind of like slimy mud on a double track road coming into Spring Creek, and so we were like, you know, mud was sticking to our shoes, and we were slip sliding, trying to find like good footing. You know, mentally that was a little tough section right there towards the very end of that segment.
Stuff that's going on. I need to go. I think I've eaten enough. I don't know if I can eat anymore. I'm gonna eat a couple more potatoes.
This is,
You need any of the potassium you were talking about to try to...
Jeff, you don't want all these Vestas, right?
What about Imodium?
Okay.
I'll get the Imodium.
It was really sort of interesting at that trailhead because Jesse came in clearly worked, and Jeff said that was the hardest section of trail I think I've ever done in my life. So it was really interesting to hear that from Jeff, and for it to be confirmed by Jesse Haynes. It was a good opportunity to start to see that the Colorado Trail was starting to do a number, and it was going to have a voice in this effort for sure.
A ton of wipes. You want that many wipes?
Heck yes, I do. Just in case.
Okay.
Want any nasal? Yeah, I want to do that real quick.
I picked up Jeff's smock. I coach him. You know, he and I caught up, chatted a ton. That was a really cool night section. There was like a moon out that night, big fat moon.
Yeah, when's our next planned one? I can't even remember.
I started to struggle that night, needing to sleep. I started to have some rough patches in there, and I just wasn't feeling awesome, and I was tired, and I was really trying to keep it together.
It's Tuesday morning. We're waiting for Jeff here at Eddiesville Trailhead. It's nearly 48 hours into his start time from the start that he did Sunday morning. We're at mile 153.
Lay this one down, sit on. Oh man, I am so cold. Here, sit down. Do your best. Things get stuck in there.
When things start spiraling downward, that's probably the most challenging time. It's like mind over matter. Like you're trying to like focus, not dwell on all the negative stuff, but you're also still trying to troubleshoot, like what is going on? Like, you know, at this point I was messing around with like nutrition, trying to figure out what's going on with my gut, something's off. But you're eating like 10,000 calories a day, so you know, you're trying to like put all these calories in, but then my gut was off, and so that was a really challenging, the beginning of about a challenging 3 days that was coming, that I didn't know was coming. Definitely started to get kind of tricky at that moment. When I started to put together a crew, like Ryan was definitely like one of the top of the list. I couldn't have done it without him. I mean, I think he was like the heart of the crew. Chris is the founder of Warrior Trail Foundation. This is his brainchild. He's a late adopter of trail running, but he really had this epiphany of how much it's helped him, and then he realized he wanted to give that back and help others. There's really a cool social community aspect to our sport that's kind of unlike a lot of other sports, and I feel like that's where the foundation really shines, is it's like just embracing that piece that's there naturally already, and we're funneling that into helping veterans. John really helped with the logistical side of things. I kind of started calling him the spreadsheet guru. He has fast-packed the Colorado Trail. He knows it really well. He lives in Colorado. That's what you have to do for these things. You have to dial in the logistics. And so John really helped with that logistical side of things, right? He's another hard worker. Chad was kind of a late addition. I was introduced to him through another veteran. He's a veteran with PTSD. He had the availability. He wanted to come help. It really helped the rest of the team understand what it's like for these guys sometimes. Scott Jurek, dude. How can it, I mean, Scott, I mean, I got into the sport and Scott was the man. He's familiar with like long trail stuff and FKTs. He knows what it takes. Jesse and Kira are like family. Jesse is he should be my brother. Kira, you know, is a race director and she's crewed a ton over the years. She probably has as much ultra running experience as I do.
So we're...
Yeah, he's gonna go with more carbohydrates.
Can I have a poppy soda?
You
want the colas, red one?
You want a sparkling water?
Red.
Red. One of those.
Poppy soda.
15.
Yeah, that's good. Can you hand me that, bro?
Because it can't process it.
Even salmon?
Yeah, so I think
zero protein.
So I think salmon right before I go to sleep.
Okay.
Salmon and potatoes before I go to sleep.
Okay.
Or eggs, and then eggs in the morning, like breakfast dish, early morning, whenever we have like a transition then, like twice a day, we have eggs or salmon. Yeah. Salmon before I sleep, eggs like in the morning with like coffee or whatever. And
when you got a little more time to digest it.
And then, so I think that's the problem. I think.
And just potatoes in between for
potatoes
the
and broth,
stuff.
and broth will be the protein.
Okay.
You gonna make a rock bet?
A what?
got his head.
It's been in my head for a long time, but it was more like one of those like abstract things that like, oh, it'd be really cool to do something like that. And then, you know, catalog that in the back of your head. And then fast forward, I really started seriously thinking about it since probably 2018, 2019 as like a bucket list item I wanted to do someday. But I kind of saw it as like a retirement thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna do it when I retire. You know, maybe I'll fast pack it or something. If you're a mountain runner, it is the aesthetic line.
I thought there was a bag of weights there.
I got it.
I want to start having 2 pills every time I'm, and then, you know, at 11,000 feet, it's just hard to sleep. Oh, heck yeah, dude. I mean, I sat there just laying flat, you know? Oh, I'm cold.
We came into Monarch. I was picking up Devon, Yanko, and she and I know each other. We know each other for years.
I am pacing Jeff from Monarch Pass to Tin Cup, so it's part of the Collegiate Peaks. This next section, we get up pretty high, like a nice exposed ridgeline before dropping down to the lakes, where we will see you guys next. This is going to be, he's getting into a section of, you know, staying up pretty consistently high, so we just got to keep him moving, keep him warm, keep him eating and drinking, all that fun stuff.
We'll be close to there. We're going to try and sleep at Cottonwood. We can get to there.
Okay,
We had planned on Cottonwood anyway. B1, you're moving faster.
All right, so maybe a power nap.
If you had a power nap planned at Tin Cup.
Okay. Yeah, I need those.
Breath work.
It was fun to catch up with her. We got out there. I felt pretty good there, and then things really spiraled. My gut got bad. I had like a crazy distended belly. I couldn't run downhill. It hurt. I had to start hiking the downhills. I spiraled mentally in that day, that whole day.
Right now I can only hike anyway. I might as well eat something good, eat some bacon and eggs, and I'm so sick of carbs right now anyway.
Getting right in.
I heard.
Getting up here with double black diamond.
Oh, my legs, dude. I think I'm just going to water and caps. At this point, we're just throwing stuff against the wall and see what sticks. My stomach is so hurts.
I mean, it is.
At one point,
I'm like stomach bloating. Oh, I don't know anything about that. I'm like every woman everywhere is like, yeah.
So you do need some Midol.
Yeah.
I do. I told you, I'm so bloated. So she, at one point, she pokes me in the belly and did the Pillsbury Doughboy giggle.
eat some bacon.
I did a whole new pound, so that's...
Proverbs 4:25-26. Let your eyes look directly forward, and your gaze be straight before you. Ponder the path of your feet, then all your ways will be sure.
I like though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will feel no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
I got a little bit of that going too.
Amen to all. Amen to all that.
That 24-hour window of Devon and then going into Tin Cup Pass and sleeping a little bit and picking up Jesse and going into the night into a storm. And that was a 16-mile section, Tin Cup to Cottonwood, through the Collegiate West, super big, technical, rocky, high altitude, like remote. And say it took 9 hours or something to go 16 miles. Couldn't run downhill. My gut hurt. It was so cold, stormy all night. We were in a cloud. Like your visibility was like 10 yards. You have no idea where you are. You know, you're in like this bubble of light in the fog. You're so high up, you're above tree line, and you're in a cloud. It's pouring down rain, it's windy. I took a dirt nap in there somewhere in the rain. And Jesse had a really good attitude that night. It was awesome being with him because anybody else probably would have been like so annoyed. That was my lowest point on the trail that night. And you know, Devon and Jesse saw my lowest lows. And especially Jesse, I was so frustrated. I couldn't figure it out. When I got to Cottonwood that night, that's when I said, I don't know if I'm gonna finish this thing. Like that's when I was like, I might drop out. Like I came in there thinking I wasn't gonna finish it. Like in my head, it was like, this is over. This is when having a good crew matters. Like my crew was like, we're not making any decisions right now. We're gonna just sleep. And we didn't even put parameters around sleep. Just go to sleep and we'll deal with it tomorrow. I woke up that morning and I was in Chris's van. All these people are watching. All these people are wanting me to finish. Some veteran, and whoever you are out there, thank you. That veteran said, you know, if you're gonna do stuff for veterans, if you commit to something, you do it. I just remember everyone was in front of me like they were posing for a group photo. And I was standing in front of them and I was like,
let's get this party started.
Fucking A. Yeah! Woo! Let's keep it really, really simple from here on out. Just salmon or something before I sleep, something more complex. Let's cook the eggs and cheese.
Time is an illusion. What's the meaning of freedom?
Going on our Instagram page about you getting to Camp Hale and what that's going to mean.
There comes a time when you have to just like trust in people. It's like going into battle and like, who do you want to be at your side? Who do you want in your platoon when things are just like falling apart and going sideways in the worst way? If they have the mindset of like, okay, how do I help Jeff the most? How do I, push him enough? How do I take care of him? How do I manage everything else going around so that I can get from point A to point B? Those are skills that sometimes come from people who don't have like the ultra running background.
All right.
We love you
Giddy
too.
Up. Thanks you guys.
Get it, brother.
Is that where I'm going? Up that thing, I assume?
Yeah.
Up that?
You got time, you'll catch it. We'll see you at Sheep Gulch.
Okay, see you in Sheep Gulch. Good day to have a good day.
I just thought I should go to the next section. So we just did that. We just like settled in to like let's do it. And I still was dealing with all these issues, but at this point it was like, well, this is what I'm dealing with. And I'm just gonna keep going until I can't go anymore. And that was the lowest point. And from there, it was just like troubleshooting from that point forward. I think one of the most important things or learning experiences from doing ultras is that it can turn around. You can feel like the most bleak mental breakdown and physical breakdown, and then all of a sudden, within 24 hours, things are turned around. And you're like a new person. You know, you're still tired, and you're still fatigued, and you're still sleep deprived. But you're literally like look like a different person, you act like a different person. It was like polar opposites of like Cottonwood Pass. That's the morning, and by evening I'm in full like, yeah, woohoo, woohoo. It was like completely like a 180 that day.
Photos I've taken because of the clouds and when the sun was on it.
Oh, nice.
We're on the top.
Did you happen to see the rainbow?
No.
Oh, it was right to your right.
Paul and Meredith Terranova had come backwards on the trail to pick me up. I was feeling pretty good. I was moving well, but I'd also come down to lower altitude, so all of a sudden everything's feeling a lot better at 9,000 feet. I've been at like 11 to 12 to 13,000 feet for days. And at this point, like all of a sudden you're down at lower altitude and you're like, oh, I feel so much better, like I can run. Gave me a lot of energy to see all those people that come out, and a ton of people had come out at Twin Lakes. I get there and Jurek's there for the first time. You know, he's shown up at Twin Lakes. It was awesome. Jean had shown up, Scott had shown up. Seeing him gave me like got me jazzed. Seeing Jurek got me jazzed, and seeing all those people, and that was great.
Steak burrito here from Chipotle. I want to buy that.
Oh my God.
You don't want to eat the tortilla, but you need to eat.
The whole community coming together for him, I think that really was a strong turning point in the effort, where it really demonstrated that it wasn't just about him, it was about the whole community.
I can't believe you bought a steak burrito for me. What should you do if you see a spaceman? You should park, man. I got a
These
whole,
have been awesome
every
nuggets.
single.
Thank you.
Helping your fellow ultra runner, not even just a friend, do something that you want to do is like, I think, again, that's the best of humanity. At the end of the day, it's also good to give, and giving the gift of just being there for somebody or helping somebody when they're trying to do something, when they're trying to pull the best out of themselves, I think it's better than actually doing it yourself. It's just like, until somebody experiences it, you just don't really know like what it is, and it's hard to describe what it is.
Yeah, giddy up! Woo! Woo! Go, go, go!
Having a different purpose can really help change like the mentality, and you know, the mental aspect is so critical. It's like when you can shift that way of thinking, it can make the difference between putting one foot in front of the other and charging down the trail, or it can be like, okay, pulling the plug and I'm done.
Want to go ride in the van? We need a warm coat. Okay. Let's go sit in. I need to get in warm. I have to walk that downhill. This way. So what's happening is it's like getting worse throughout the whole day, and now it's like back to where it was.
Yeah, back up in your abdomen. No.
What's that?
Down. Your abdomen.
Oh.
Down. Yeah, right there.
Well, yeah. We got and so it's in my abdomen again, and my feet are swollen.
Yeah. You guys have been moving great though. Like that's one thing you guys
I
got.
had to take a 7-minute dirt nap.
Yeah.
Halfway. Oh man. So my thinking is that I move well when I get the swelling down a little bit, but we're gonna have to manage it to the finish.
Yes, sir.
Get after it. Milk. It does the body good.
Jurek had brought Normatec boots and was starting to help flush some of that fluid weight I had been carrying around in my legs. And so I would walk out of there like my legs would feel so much better.
Oh. What do you got here?
I got going with Jurek and we just caught up, you know. We had, you know, we were just chatting and talking but one of the things that's awesome about Scott during that time is he started to help troubleshoot what was going on in my gut. And he was like, okay, we're gonna figure this out, you know. He wanted to figure it out. There was a lot of like questions and answers and me being tired.
This is when it gets fun.
Yeah. Oh.
Try a month and a half.
Oh, I can't believe you did that, dude. I have no desire for that long. I'm good with.
There's an element.
Your short-term memory kind of goes out the window after a couple days, you know. So you don't remember a conversation you had like, you know, 12 hours ago. There was some troubleshooting going on with Jesse early with the gut stuff. That once he quit pacing, I moved to the next pacer. That thought pattern gone. Like so, troubleshooting it in my head is gone. What we would have maybe found early, Scott picked it back up. Scott picked it back up and got back on that like line of thinking. We actually had a real world troubleshooting solution, right? The troubleshooting went from troubleshooting to, okay, we got a tool we can use. This whole time Ryan was talking to my wife and I had magnesium citrate and we were like, okay, well let's start giving him big dose of magnesium and see if we can't like loosen things up. You know, in hindsight, I was dealing with some kind of a GI bug that my family had and I didn't know yet. So my family was having the same symptoms at home and I was having them on the trail. That was the solution. It took 3 tablespoons and then everything like cleared up and then I started feeling better and I'm running downhill and I'm not dealing with gut issues anymore. That's when I was like, I got a shot at finishing this thing and I can still get the record. I can still get the FKT. The record's still out there and I can still get it.
I think the leg stuff
back?
might just be being upright.
Yeah.
We want to repack the Ziploc every time.
Yep, he's already on that.
Okay. You can just put the note.
Put the note in there. Okay. It's hard in one of these things where you're getting 90-minute blocks or you're getting half-hour sleeps here and there and maybe 3 hours. So, yeah, just a lot going on with the body. The body has to sort out a lot, and then you do it all at 10, 11, 12,000 feet. Getting him fired up. He's in good spirits. He's focused on getting it done.
Whew. He was still navigating some challenges, but all in all, he seemed in pretty good spirits. We were able to get him on a live stream with Mountain Outpost that morning, which was really fantastic, and he was able to do a brief interview.
Good morning. It is morning, isn't it?
It is morning. It's the morning. It's your second morning.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Just had some coffee and getting ready to go again. Did Jurek's Normatec boots for 20 minutes and took a little short power nap. Now we go, where are we going next?
Tennessee Pass.
Tennessee Pass. I was getting tired too towards the end of this one too.
Yeah, need some caffeine.
Yeah, what do you got for food?
What you told, I got the
Eggs.
lemon
Yeah.
or melon and eggs, potato pancake.
Let's do that. I'll eat it all. Where's the next checkpoint?
It's Camp Hale.
Camp Hale.
In 7 miles?
Yep.
Yeah.
A little over.
Remember I was telling you it's a shorty.
I forgot.
This one is shorty, then you do 16.
Then we do the 16.
And you do 16 to
So-
Copper.
That's what I thought. Like, Chris, this is a good section for Chris.
Did you ever wonder what they call people who sleep in their socks? Tiny.
I don't get it. Is that an
You
inside
sleep in,
joke?
it would be like a sleeping bag size.
Oh, I get it.
Your sock's is a sleeping bag.
Got it.
You're a tiny person if you sleep in a sock. They're dad jokes. It's a dad joke book I bought Abraham in Durango bookstore. He's like, Dad, I have to have this. I was like, I just picked it up and while he was in the kids section, and I was kind of reading some of them, just we were having a good time. I wasn't planning on buying it. And then all of a sudden he was like, oh, Dad, I have to have this. Told 13-year-old humor.
Chris wanted to run one section with me, and so he took a really short section over to Camp Hale. He wanted to run into Camp Hale being a veteran, and that was really cool. He was really stoked just to run with me.
We got up there to this little point and made this turn, and you could see Camp Hale down in the distance, or that area. And we went about 10 feet past it, and Jeff stopped. And he turned back, and he said, hey, I think we need a photo here. And we went back and took that photo, and you know, I gotta tell you, it chokes me up to just think about the fact that in that moment, in his level of suffering, he was aware of what it meant to me to get that photo.
I was definitely struggling there though, like mentally. I started struggling again, like somewhere around the end of Jean pacing into Tennessee Pass and then going over to Camp Hale. I was really struggling, and I came into that one and I distinctly remember saying, I'm having trouble finding my why.
Set up? Maybe. Let's do it. Right? You feel like $1 million after that. You at least smell a lot better. Okay.
What did that do?
Right there.
No, it's all here.
All in here. So,
hey Scott, you got any ideas on
what's going
VMO? Like, it is so tight. I can only bend to about there. You can't take it anymore. You know, like eccentric load.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts.
How's it going up?
It's hard to step up.
You put a lot of weight on. Well, I mean, you didn't do much, I guess, up to really test it. So
No,
the good thing is this is, but then eventually you gotta go down. But
it just hurts bad.
Where are we going?
Oh no, man, I'm having a pretty low spot at the moment.
This is where the fresh head really helps. Let's sleep, then you'll get going. So we just took a nap. We took a 30-minute nap, put me in the boots again to get some of the fluid out of my legs. And it's funny what rest and food will do to your mental state. Because all of a sudden you're like, you get out of there and we got moving again, and you're slow moving when you first get up and get going, right? But like, I remember that section was so gorgeous. Like, it was an evening where it was kind of like the sun was setting and we were going up and over into Summit County. That moment when you look at things and you're just, it's just like, oh, you know, and you're just like, yeah, we're doing this and I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna finish this thing. And then we finally got down into Copper, got to that spot, really cold.
Sat down, we warmed up. You cold?
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
all right.
I'm not sure. We're
Must
gonna
not
look
have
for
been
it.
in the burrito
Come
when
on
I
over.
had you either then.
We slept in a parking lot on a creek, and But I was feeling positive about all that, you know, like at that point I was like, okay, we just got to keep going, you know, you're so tired. You want to sleep more, but you can't. That's the catch-22 of an FKT, right? Is like, you can only afford this much time to sleep. And it's such a tease, you know, it's not even close to enough. Oh yeah. Whew. I left there with Jean it's still dark, going up over to Gold Hill. That section was tough. It's really technical. It was really cold, really windy, pre-dawn. Just this wind whipping. I had every layer on, down on, hood up. I think I even put a buff up over my face, like a face mask, because it was so cold. But then eventually dawn comes. We dropped off the other side out of the wind.
At the end of the day, you have to perform and you have to execute. And execution is like one of the most critical skills and attributes to have. And can you execute in dire situations? And that's, as a pacer, as a crew member, that's what you want to try to find.
Took Jurek out of there from Gold Hill. We were going over to Georgia Pass. It's like got a lot of runnable in it and a lot of nice trail. And that was awesome because Scott and I, you know, catching back up and I moved really well through that section. Like I felt really good.
Been moving at almost 4 miles an hour. It's we took a nap when we saw Chris. Totally got surprised. Is that a good surprise?
Yeah. Did you guys get by chance get the Normatec?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You'd like to do those?
Yeah, I might do those. I'd like to do those, and I think he wants to do a nap. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe got a blanket. Tops 15 minutes. So let's put the timer on right now. Like he could be out of here by 3:30.
You're looking off to the south towards South Park, you know, of South Park fame, of the cartoon. And it's a really cool area, like it's a really big open views. We saw elk in there. And then we kind of eventually got over to, you know, Kenosha, and I slept again there, got in the boots, slept in the van.
Let's get a quality sleep here. We'll do a shorter sleep up there.
How many do we know?
90.
There's more watermelon in the fridge behind you. He wants more.
Sweet, cool. Yeah, beautiful.
Every single section had been put, like all the stuff I wanted to take with me, nutrition-wise and stuff, had been put in gallon Ziploc bags with a piece of duct tape and the name of like each segment checkpoint that the crew had to, had in duffel bags that they'd pull out. Okay, Jeff gets this stuff. In every single one, there's stuff for the pacer, and then there was stuff that I was going to carry on my person. And there's like a snack or a sandwich Ziploc, and in every one of those, my wife had gone back after we'd packed everything, and she'd giving me these little pieces of paper with some kind of like quote from a movie that we shared or something like that, like a funny quote or a dad joke or like an inspirational quote or something in every single checkpoint. And I got emotionally attached to those little notes, and I looked forward to them for each segment. So every segment, I had kept a snack Ziploc, and I put the little pieces, I kept every single one. Sometimes the crew was shuffling stuff around, and I'd get going, and I'd be like, where's my little scrap of paper? And I literally would get like frantic. Where's the paper? Like my paper's, the little scrap of paper, my wife's not in there, like I'm freaking out. I remember leaving Kenosha, and you go across the highway, and you go up this like towards this campground up this road, kind of a gravel road. We're going up the road, and all of a sudden, John comes running full speed with a little piece of paper and hands it to me. And he's like, I know how much this means to you. And I almost cried in that moment because I was like, yeah, dude, thank you. Like I'm so emotionally attached to these notes. I needed to have it.
Welcome to Chateau Longonch.
You could. That's John. After you beat my goal time.
That's John's okay. He's fine.
What will we run that in? Next section.
And the next one, Long Gulch, they had to hike in. They hiked in a pad. I just slept in the dirt at an intersection with a trail and the Colorado Trail.
Oh, yeah.
How did that feel? Good? Look at that. Spider-Man.
All right. Highly buttered.
Oh, yeah.
I want to drink that Coke.
Yep.
You betcha.
Yep.
That was a rough patch, coming through that with Jean. We had a really good pull through there, but then we had this like long climb up and over something that I really struggled. I was tired, I took a dirt nap in there.
Get this thing done.
That was a little rough section, but finally felt better. Once I got in there, we slept, I got some more caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
Get a sponsorship for you. You're going to become a new influencer.
You will never see this hardly ever.
I'll send you to Jen straight away.
Jurek thought that it would be cool for Ryan to jump in and pace me for one section over to Little Craggy. So he paced me on the way over to Little Craggy, and we just kind of caught up and like talked. And I was definitely kind of having a rough patch through there. I was really tired. The naps weren't like bringing me back then at that point.
Let's go, Bronco!
I get into the little craggy. I remember Jurek being like, kind of like, hey, it's time to get going. We're not sitting here too long.
Jeff, you want a burger?
So you got a Coke? Give it a Cokey.
Yes.
Need a drinky. My quad hurts so bad. It hurts so bad.
Yeah.
Like I can't. Ugh.
Yeah, having Scott there in the last 27 miles, he knows what is on the line. We got an FKT, we got to get this thing. My mind and body are finding every excuse imaginable to slow down, to not push. Having him there in that moment, he knew like what was on the line, and he didn't run behind me and let me just set my own pace. He set the pace. And finally, when we got down to South Platte, it was super hot. It was in the 90s. We're at the last checkpoint before the finish. I just came in, sat in the shade, drank a Coke, drank half a Red Bull.
One right there.
Scott walks up, and this is like having someone like him who knows what's on the line, who is focused and not letting me just do whatever I want. He's like, nope, we're gonna get this thing done. It's time to go. He comes up and he's like, what, we're sitting? We're sitting again?
It's getting cold. Get on that heat.
Like he's almost like annoyed. And I just remember under my breath, just being like, I felt like Yosemite Sam. At the moment, I was mad. And I just stood up. He had gone over to one of the vans and to get something. And I was like, tell Scott to catch up. I'm gonna start going. And I started going, and more than anything, I just wanted to walk. I knew he was gonna like drive me more, and I knew that was coming, and I was just like, I just wanna walk for a second, you know? And I started walking, and then I started feeling better, right? I've had caffeine, I've had some food, like I sat for 2 seconds, and then I start get going, and it's like a 1,500 foot climb, but it's pretty mellow, like it's not super steep, it just keeps switchbacking up. And so I get going, and I'm power hiking at a fast pace after I get, not sore anymore from sitting for a second, and everything warms back up, and like the caffeine's kicking in, and then I'm like, well, I wonder how long I can hold him off, right? And so I can see him down below, and he's running, and he's carrying some of my stuff. He's carrying extra water because there's not a lot of water on that section, and supported, they can mule for you a little bit, and so he's muling for me, and he's got a pretty good pack. He really just kept pushing me, let's go, let's go, let's go, keep moving. Like run this, can you run this? Run this, like even little flat spots on the climb, like run this. He would just remind me to run. But at that point, it hurt to go slow, it hurt to go fast, it hurt to do anything. So I just was like, you know what? I wanna get this thing over with. Like I just started running faster and faster. He's so animated. He's like, yeah, Bronco. And he always calls me Bronco. He's always called me Bronco. He's just like, yeah, Bronco, you're OG, bro, you're OG. It was awesome. It was like, and it just fed me. And then, and he was just doing everything he could to keep me motivated, keep me moving. I can't wait to be done. That's what was going through my head. I can't wait to be done. When I hit the road at Watertook Canyon, this was like painful gravel road, like it's hot gravel road. Your legs are so shot. Your brain is shot. You're so destroyed. It was awesome because everybody kind of guided me to the sign that you have to tag, and I didn't even know where, I just listened.
Just around this corner. There's the sign. Yeah. 5:35. 5:35. 5:35 official end time.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5:35.
Yeah, buddy. he stop his tracker? Yeah, let me stop.
You want to take your vest off?
And once I was done, I was like, oh, get my shoes off and sit. Oh man, it's so awesome to be done. So awesome.
Drink?
Drinks.
Even though you're doing something as grueling as running almost 500 miles through Colorado and the crazy amount of terrain and elevation gain and loss, the rocks, the roots, it's still coming to an end, and you just like kind of, I don't know, it's like bittersweet. You don't want it to end almost, because you've been on this wavelength, and even though that wavelength has shifted and gone through all these ups and downs, it's still like an amazing spot to be in. So it's fun to witness that and see Jeff just processing it and going through it.
I can't believe I'm done. So it's just it's surreal. It's completely surreal. I've been in perpetual motion. I'm so fatigued and brain mush that I don't even know what to say. But I love everyone out there, and I love this community of ultra running and trail running. That's why I've been in it for so long. And you guys want to see some bags? Oh yeah. I don't know how much I've slept, but it isn't very much. Dude, thanks for being out there. Holy crap, dude. That was so weird.
You push through it. Multiple times, you just absolutely crazy.
Well, we had a lot of, you know I like skin in the game.
That's true. That was true.
I'm a gamer.
But I have to say, man, that was gnarly, a great experience, but probably one of the hardest. It's definitely, like, hands down the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
So would you do it again?
No. I would never do that to myself again. It's not good for you.
We were thinking that changing up your nutrition quite a bit would help, so.
If you could get Jurek to buy you a steak burrito, the least you can do is eat a popcorn.
Sorry, don't put that in the film.